So good morning, YouTube from Mexico City. I'm gonna give you a tour of my apartment today. I'm actually in Mexico City for 5 weeks. If there's anything in Mexico City that you want me to film and that you wanna see, make sure you comment below and I'll do my best to try to make that happen. The apartment building I stayed in is a very well-maintained Art Deco building in the La Condesa neighborhood. The La Condesa neighborhood is a very trendy, hipster type neighborhood. There are lots of cafes and restaurants, and there are multiple parks in this area. The apartment building I stayed in overlooked Parque Mexico. Parque Mexico is just an awesome little park. There's an open air theater called Lindbergh Forum. There's some really interesting sculptures. There are fountains, there's a duck pond. And what's cool about parks in Mexico is they all have workout equipment in the park. You should never have to pay for a gym in Mexico. Just go to a park and work out. Another really cool thing about this park is there's a huge dog area. There are dogs everywhere in this park. And many of the dogs in the dog area are up for adoption, and they have these little signs around their neck that say "Adopt me." If you're enjoying this video so far, please hit that like button. I'd really appreciate it. It helps more people find this video. All right, without further ado, let's go ahead and tour my apartment here in Mexico City. One really cool thing about this apartment building is there's a lot of glass, so a lot of natural light gets into the building during the day, which is great. There is an elevator in this building, but I don't really use it. I'm on the 3rd floor, and this building is only 6 stories, so for me, I just don't use the elevator. This building is really well maintained and kind of reminds me of my New York apartment building, to be honest with you. I mentioned before that I'm traveling with a program called Remote Year, and that's who I got this apartment through. So this is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath apartment. I share it with 2 other people. You can find an Airbnb similar to mine in this area for anywhere from $800 to about $1,500. So if you have 2 roommates like me, that would be somewhere around $300 to $500 a month. You can also find 1-bedrooms and studios here for anywhere from $400 up to about $800. And this is one of the more fancy neighborhoods in Mexico City. You can find places for much cheaper than the La Condesa neighborhood. So the building kind of has this like cool wooden paneling everywhere. I don't even know if it's paneling or solid wood, but it looks pretty cool. So when you open the door, you walk into this very large living room / dining room area. Kind of reminds you of a loft. There's this little seating area here. I'm not really sure. It's kind of odd. The kitchen is a little dated, but like I mentioned in previous videos, I don't really cook much, so I don't have much use for the kitchen, so it doesn't really matter to me. So like I mentioned before, I have 2 roommates. One of them is Sanache that you see here. His name is John, but he goes by Sanache. And like I mentioned, there's a lot of natural light in this apartment, which is great. It's very bright and airy during the day. So there is no traditional master bath in this apartment. We just have 2 bathrooms. So we have this smaller bathroom. It's nice, it's modern, it's updated. We have these weird little windows that go out to another little room. And here's the 2nd bathroom. It's a little bit larger, but not much larger. And it has the exact same decor. And this weird window I was talking about, there's like some furniture in here. I don't really know quite what that is, but it works. It keeps all the steam out of the bathroom. So here's the 1st bedroom. This is my roommate Tano's bedroom. Tano is from Argentina, and he's one of the 5 or 6 people that aren't from the United States on this program Remote Year. And his room is pretty standard. He's got a bed, a couple nightstands, a fan. You always need a fan in Latin America no matter where you are. You will rarely have air conditioning. There's also this cool artwork around as well. The next bedroom, I guess, would be the master bedroom, even though it doesn't have its own bathroom. This is my roommate Sanache's bedroom. It has some great natural light. It has a nice desk. It has a little sitting area. And like all the bedrooms, it has pretty good closet and storage space. And finally, my room. My room's pretty standard. I have a couple nightstands. I have a bed. I have the fan that you need in Latin America that I mentioned before. I don't have much of a view. I look like out into the garage area, I guess, but it's still really cool. A lot of natural light still gets into my room, which is great. And I have a bunch of like built-ins and these closets here, so I have plenty of storage space. So yeah, that's my Remote year apartment for Mexico City. My name is Kevin, and I spent 20 years in the military. I retired, went to law school, and became a corporate lawyer. I got tired of my 9 to 5, so I quit that job to travel the world full time. I make these videos every week to share my experience with you and hopefully inspire you to do something similar if that's what you want to do. If that kind of content interests you, please subscribe below. Thanks for watching.